For the last session of our silhouetted spooky tree composition, we have to make the trees. So in our last session, we ended with a picture that looked like this. We talked about drying it, and it is very essential that your painting is completely dry before you do this last step. Okay, the last step is creating the trees. Now, some of you, if you think and look at this, you might say, oh, that's crazy. How did he do that? And some of you might say, oh, I know how he did that. We've done that before. So think back to another assignment we've done. Aha! It's that crazy hair portrait. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be blowing our trees into kind of a wacky, spooky, kind of fingery-like composition. So what you're going to do is you're going to be starting with some watercolors. You should have your clean water cup, your dirty water cup. You should have a palette and your clean water. What you're going to do is you're going to take your number 10 brush and you're going to take some clean fresh water and dribble it into your black watercolor container. Okay? To do that, you can fill it up, and if it dribbles, great. If not, you know, it's clean fresh water, so take your fingers and just squeeze until there's a couple dribbles in there. Let it sit for a minute. Okay? And what that's going to do is it's going to loosen up your black watercolors. Then take your little number 2 brush. It's like the almost super duper detail one. And you're just going to fill it up with that black, almost gooey watercolor. Then you're going to take your watercolor and you're going to make the tree very carefully. Notice how I start with just one little dribble. Okay? And I'm going to paint up to make the trunk. Okay? I'm going to get some more, and I'm just going to put a couple dribbles right at the top. You might not be able to see them, but I'm going to just like fill the paint right up here, and it's not going to move just yet. Okay, I'm going to set my brush down, and now you're going to need your straw. What you need to do is make long or little short bursts of air in the direction you want your tree to go. So here we go. It's going to look funny. Please be respectful, because I know it does look funny. Here we go. And now you've started your tree, and what you need is you need more paint. So I'm just going to get a little bit more water and put it in here, get a little bit more paint on the tip of my brush, and I'm going to pick a couple of these to roll with. I want to go with this one. I'm going to put a little bit more paint there, a little bit more paint there, and try to thicken it out just a bit, and we're going to use that to go with. And you see how it kind of makes these crazy, like, fingery branches. You can come back and add paint wherever you want to, and you might have to turn your paper a little bit so you can blow in the correct direction. Of course, you have way more freedom than I do because you're not doing this underneath the camera. But try to get it so that you can control which direction your tree is going to go in. Now, if you want to, I would suggest you practice beforehand, and that's going to really give you the ability to control it a little better. Then, if you need to, you can go back with your brush and like thicken up some of the branches so they look a little more natural, to like make your tree more sound. Like those thin branches in the middle didn't look right, but now that looks like more like a tree. Okay, so think about where you want it and where you want your branches. I want a branch going this direction, so I'm gonna like start the branch. I'm gonna put the little dribble right at the end, so I've got something to blow, and then I'm gonna use that. Okay, it goes right off the paper there and here. Okay, so there's kind of the start of my tree composition. I'm going to do like 1 or 2 more here, and I can fast forward through that because you'll get the idea, and then we'll talk about the bottom part of how to do it. Okay, now that you have the main trees done, you've got the branches done, you've got it okayed, you're going to take a little black wash that you've got from before, okay, a little bit of water in here, and you're going to take that black wash and you're going to just kind of ease it right underneath the trees. You don't want to overpower the trees, but you want to have a little bit, just like kind of through the beginning or the bottom of the composition there, so it looks like there's some different levels of ground. Like there's some that are in the foreground, there's some that are in the back. If you want to use your wash brush and dry it out a bit and take the bristles and squeeze them apart, you can kind of get some smeary, kind of textured lines too. Maybe even make them vertically so you get a different look. Okay, so you've got a little different look to your picture. Okay, so you've got something in the bottom that kind of grounds the trees and makes them a part of the foreground. Okay, so that is how you finish off your silhouetted kind of crazy tree picture. All right, that's what it should look like.